Who would ever think such a state-of-the-art, high-tech facility would be hiding in the rolling hills of the Wisconsin dairy country? Through the metropolis of Iola, population 667, turn right at the mailbox, left at the cow, and you're there. The S&S Factory Farm, where they grow some of the most cutting-edge speed technology in the world. S&S stands for Speed and Speed. Not really. It stands for Smith & Smith, Mr. and Mrs., who started building parts to race with over 50 years ago. George had a simple philosophy: make all motorcycles go faster. Boy, did he. He made them go very fast. George set the first land speed record in 1954, topping 152 miles an hour. Speed is what they produce with technology designed to make history and rewrite record books. S&S loves a good challenge. The 145 Tribute, and last year it was the 124 VFI Challenge. A huge success with some crazy bad machines in the end. This year, after much deliberation and a couple of fistfights, it was decided it's going to be retro with a shovel head engine. Welcome to the Old School Shovel Tour. 5 of the baddest builders on the scene each receive a brand spanking new 93-inch shovel head engine and the challenge to build the coolest thing they can think of. It's a diverse group of masters. Who knows how radical they'll get? Of course, what better way to test their creations than head-to-head in Research and Development Department? Paw Hawk's racing Chica. How cool is that? Big Mike Rouse of Big Mike Choppers from Bend, Oregon. Mike's manufacturing crew turns out 6 to 7 bikes a day. It was a real treat to get to design a one-off. If he wasn't a bike builder, Mike would be a TV host. He's funny, does great wheelies, and builds a snazzy bike really fast. The James Dean of Japan. Some say Chica's bikes are like trips to other worlds. Only 8 to 10 lucky Joes a year get to ride their own tailor-made Chica Custom. A man of few words and many motorcycles. Kevin Alsop was old school when old school was new school. Big Bear Choppers out of Big Bear, California. He designed some sick one-offs and then designs them as kits. It's an idea that's really caught on. Kano Sasaki and Paul Cox out of Brooklyn carry on the Indian Larry legacy, completing the bike that Larry had committed to build shortly before his tragic death. Blending Larry's vision and their own twisted finesse cooked up an awesome machine. Jesse Rook of Rook Customs out of Huntington Beach, California is the visionary hipster that's made his presence felt in a big way. He first made noise with an innovative Schwinn-type design that caught everyone's eye. He builds cool bikes and mosquitoes find him quite tasty.
The rules for the Old School Shovel Tour are pretty simple. First, you had to start out with an unmodified 93 cubic inch S&S shovelhead style engine. You had to build the bike for under $20,000, not including paint, and it had to be a Kickstarter, because without a Kickstarter, it can't be old school. Finally, you had to take a 120-mile shakedown ride from our customer support center in La Crosse, Wisconsin, to the track in Earlville, Iowa. Now, one of the last points that was not an official rule, but was certainly one of the most exciting events during the Old School Shovel Tour, was the head-to-head drag racing that took place between the builders at the quarter-mile drag strip in Earlville, Iowa. It was a lot of fun to watch.
This episode, we're at the California studio of Yasuhoshi Chikazawa, better known as Chica. Chica's designs are renowned for being kinky, innovative, and always a surprise. This build will be no exception, as Chica designs and draws in the air, twists up some sheet metal and tubing, wraps that beautiful new shovel head with one of those fabled hand-built creations.
You're watching S&S Old School Shovel Tour.
It's 8 a.m. on a cold and rainy January morning. Chica and his band of brothers muscle the new shovel head off the truck and into the studio. Like kids opening a Christmas present, they tear into the crate to get their first look at the masterpiece. And before you can blink an eye, it's into the frame.
I'm making exactly old school.
8 a.m. may seem early for a bike builder to start his days, but Chica is notorious for getting there early and staying late. In fact, the back of Chica's van is home on many nights.
I believe so. Of course, I still speak poor English, but if customers see look our bikes, we don't need to speak. So just wow, nice, good.
Chica goes right to work on the frame. June mocks up a front end so they can start figuring on how much they want to stretch and rake this animal.
Last year they doing a drag race, right?
Yeah. When we're going to ride these to Iowa.
Oh, okay.
And if you want, anyone's going to be able to go down this drag strip. The first sit to test out the vision. You can feel it flying down the highway. Nice. Most people use paper to draw, but the Air is Chica's sketch pad. You can almost see the lines he's drawing as he improvises and changes. Chica almost drops the new baby, but luckily he makes the save. Everything is fine, and they go back to work on the frame. Chica likes his shop small. He enjoys the family bond you form with a small, tight group of dedicated artists.
Right now, the frame Chica mocked up, the designer is too long for this jig, so we are trying to fit this frame in this jig. Yeah, alright, we'll be fine.
The reason Chica's bikes look different is because everything is handmade. That it's the act of forming shapes with your hands and simple tools that fills the bike with you and your individuality. The frame is coming together under the watchful eye and grinders of June. It's looking really good, but Chica still has some fine-tuning in mind, and he's giving some serious attention to the gas tank. Back to some early sketches Chica digs for the perfect form. The flow of the frame undergoes another of the countless close scrutinies. Fine-tuning like an obsessive Swiss watchmaker, Chica hones in on the precise configuration. One last bend and refit, done. What does a Chica custom cost to make?
Now 40 and up.
40,000 to know. Yeah, well, that seems reasonable for a guy that puts out 8 bikes a year.
Because everything, everything fit for customer. So frame, handlebars, peg, everything for the customer. So that's why we spend lots of time.
Onto the gas tank. How does somebody take a flat piece of sheet metal and shape it into the crazy, unusual forms Chica comes up with? He pounds every millimeter of metal and turns something flat into a curvaceous, sensual wonder. Chica learned his craft in Japan. He brings that purest Japanese eye for design and form to all his bikes. Slowly, it begins to take shape. As the piece starts to breathe with life, Chica gets excited. With the sides pretty close, Chica begins the top of the pencil. Like a proud father, he embraces his latest offspring.
Chica was telling me that he's gonna build more like a digger style, like low, little bit long in the front and rake that a little bit. You know, he was bragging about it.
Everyone's got a different take on the wheels, but they all agree the wheels make the bike. This is a critical stage of the build. There's a lot riding on this part being absolutely perfect. But this is not their first rodeo, and it looks like these cowboys have ridden the bull.
This step is very important because the rim has to be exactly center for the hub. Otherwise, when you turn it, the wheel is moving like
A wobble.
Yeah, right. So this step takes a while because this is pretty much important. So right now I'm trying to set up the rim to the concentric to the hub.
Looks nice, spins nice, is very nice. Chica starts drawing again, this time on his brand new gas tank, a few modifications still in store. An imaginary ride on this camel gives Chica an idea of what the feel is like and exactly what shape the bars should take. The oil bag gets tapped in and the beast starts looking more and more like a motorcycle. The perfect paint job on the gas tank makes Chica's day, and the boys can't wait to get it on the bike. It's one of the most satisfying parts of a build. The deep green and metal flake give the bike a certain reptilian flavor. Now the bike begins to fly together as all the pieces start falling into place. The wiring, the wheels, and front end, everything seems to be going flawlessly. Surprisingly, the biggest debate of the build, what color to use on the grips, green or yellow, green or yellow. Finally, it's time to ask the camera guy. Yellow it is. The snappy chrome pipes find home and the primary goes in. Now it's time for the fun part, the first crank on the engine. Fueled up, she's ready. Everyone's excited about firing the beauty up, but the first test fire says she's not quite there yet. A little electrical adjustment and she's ready again, this time with perfect results. That's a beautiful sound. The best moment, first ride. Slithering around the parking lot, this sidewinder is running great. And Chica gets a little satisfaction from this painstaking build.
No, I don't like burnouts, honestly. So, burnout is, of course, nice motor, but, we spend lots of time to build this bike, assemble this bike. So, I wanna always, using nice. So.
Yeah, the S&S old school shovelhead tour.
Yeah, pretty smooth. And they're using a new hydraulic system, oiling system, pretty quiet. So, and then totally smooth, I think.
What better place to test a new ride than the postcard beauty of the Pacific Coast Highway? So that's where Chica's heading this morning. The weather is bright and crisp, and the ocean will be perfect. He gets his chance to open it up and feed the need. The shovelhead is purring like a happy lion. Plenty of power, quiet and smooth, and the lines of this bike are so sleek and simple, and yet so totally Chica. You could recognize this beast as a Chica custom a mile away. Stoic Chica is no hot dog. Content to let the bike do his talking, Chica cruises the landscape, an ancient dragon warrior atop his steed.
Perfect, huh?
Beautiful ride.
Yeah, nice. So this time we have 3-gallon capacity gas tank, 6-speed breaker. So I think easy to make 100 miles. I don't know, they have lots of experience and history, so they know everything.
Mike's a manufacturer and turns out a ton of bikes. He built his empire doing one-offs, but soon hungered for a way to do it big. And that's the way Mike likes to do everything, big. From his souped-up Impala to a fuel-injected Cadillac, and oh, don't forget the monster truck. Mike likes to be large and in charge. Wonder what he has in store for S&S.